Right, TV's not on today because we're doing some other bits outside, not in the garage. Today, well, a couple of days ago, I had these turn up off a friend Toby from Passion Ford, Caddyshack. His username was on Passion Ford back in the day. We're talking years ago on Passion Ford, but he's a good pal on Facebook now. Vernier pulleys for the Cossy. Nice billets, vernier pulleys. Won't be taking advantage of the adjustable timing, I don't think. So don't know if I'm putting cams in. If I do, at least I can dial the cams in. Again, trying to talk myself out of doing a load of things on this Cossy. But I've decided the Cossy's gonna have to wait. Yeah, it's gonna wait. I bit the bullet and said no, this can wait. But they'll look lovely on there. Even if they're on the standard cams, they're lighter than the cast item. Nice billet touch, and they look pretty as well, don't they? Today, basically, before I go outside, look what turned up today. Another one of my collections for me 1/18 of Faz's diecast on Facebook, and it's got a web page. Can't fault him, they come straight away. So that's the thinner one, lamp pod on the front, lovely. Beady eyes amongst you, and some post turn up. We've got some 2.5 inch stainless, some flexes, some tubes, because I'm going to make there's the funny mould over there, going to make the exhaust up for this, full stainless. I think I need to buy another length. I was messing about with this yesterday. My kickers for my ITBs, they're on. For my trumpets, these are already billet extensions that I made up. Then my pal Mike at Kaboom Engineering, I sent him a design years ago what I wanted, and basically he made these for me, these kickers. He also responsible for the making my design direct to head inlet manifolds for ITBs. Can't really see much in there for a minute, but at least you can see more today because a bit bright, isn't it? I brought that was the first one I put up. I remember me mentioning I brought some strip lamps for the garage. That's 6,000 K. Apparently it's brighter than daylight, so I think I've gone a bit too bright, so I might go down to 4,000 K, order some more. But at least we can see what we're doing on this car, because this car is the one I'm going to be working on through the winter. Big update coming next weekend for this. I did tell in a previous video, but it'll be next weekend when I reveal all what's going on with this. 1 second, where's that gone? You've put something down and you can't find it. Oh well, it's in here somewhere. I'll show you that next time then, I think. But what I wanted to show you today is I've done a thing. I shouldn't have done this thing, but I've done a thing. Yeah, there you go. That's the thing I've done. It's a Mondeo ST 2.2 diesel. Yeah, came up cheap. I was off it, you know, things come your way. I did put it on Facebook and offer it out to the masses. I had a few people interested, and nobody committed to it, so I ended up buying the thing myself. It needs, basically it's got a timing chain rattle, so we've got timing chain cover, timing chain, crank seal, a couple of front springs. See how low it is on the front. It's got a broken front spring, we've got oil, we've got everything really. So I'm going to crack on pulling that apart today, for the get rid of the rattle. She's got a coil light on the dash which identifies as a glow plug as well. So not a glow plug, so an injector. So I think it's got an injector down. Pal of mine works on these, the loads. He thinks it's number 2. I think he said it was, pal Wayne. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the minute. He's gonna pull that apart today, and then I'll flog it on. it's mint. It looks brand new. So once I've sorted that out, I'll get rid of it. Cause I've got another customer's car coming soon, so I thought I'd just flip that before it comes here. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to at the minute. Cheers. So yeah, started pulling the Mondeo apart, and that spring is a mess. It's like snapped in half. Looked on the other side spring looks okay. So I might just, well, when I say looks okay, it doesn't look very old, so I might just change the one, put it back. If it sits funny, I'll change the other side. But I don't know what mechanic the owner of this used to diagnose what was wrong with the car. I just brought it on the whim because it was cheap, being told that the chain tensioners had gone. And to be honest, when you started it, it rattled. It sounded like chain tensioner. I'm not going to strip the car and start having a look for faults when it's a cheap car. You're being told what's wrong with it. You're like, yeah, I'll fix that. But the mechanic who diagnosed this for the previous owner, to be honest, he needs to find a new job. Because when I used to own garages, wasp, look at that, fuck off. Sorry, there's a wasp. He seems to be a fan of me. Fuck off. Yeah. I'm back again. I don't like wasps. They seem a bit funny when I get stung. But yeah, I don't know what mechanic diagnosed it, but when I used to own garages, we're totally honest with the owners. If we can't see the fault, we tell them we need to get it in for an hour, couple of hours, have a good strip it down so we can see what's wrong with it. We're not just gonna guess. But this owner was told 100% chain had gone. Well, have a look here. This is the auxiliary belt, and this is auxiliary belt tensioner. First time I've done one of these, absolute pain in the arse. You have to drop the alternator off the block, which then has a bottom tensioner holder for the bottom bracket for the tensioner bolts to the block. But that's your tensioner. Bolt goes through there into that's at the bottom of the alternator. Can you see? Should be a nice open thread in there. But basically, the bolt for the tensioner was snapped, so that needs drilling and tapping out. New bolt through here into there. Have a listen to this. This is the rattling. You know, I think I showed you before it was rattling. No rattling on there now. I'll be honest with you, she did rattle bad. And you're being told it's a chain tensioner. Okay, it's rattling, or it's a chain tensioner. So I brought the kit. It's a ball ache anyway, because you've got to get the rest of this engine mount off, another oiler pulley there. Then you've got to drop this chain cover off, and you ain't got much room to work in here. You got bottom crank pulley's got to come off, the chains will seal. So yeah, bit of a bonus there. It's not the chain tensioner, it's the auxiliary bolt tensioner, snap bolt. So basically all I'm going to do, drill and tap that, new bolts, put this back on. You want to say put it back on. I've had a chat with my mate Wayne again to get this auxiliary belt to move, and get on it really. You need a 1/2 inch ratchet, cut down the little block on the 1/2 inch so you can get in between the chassis leg and the block, so I can get into this half-inch square here because there's just no room. So I'm going to try and find an old ratchet somewhere. I don't want to obviously destroy one. If I've got to order a cheap one off eBay, I'll order a cheap one, then grind it down. But that's what I've got to do before that goes back on. I can't really see any other way of getting that half-inch or anything in there between that and the chassis leg. So yeah, bonus. So we'll get that back together, get a spring on, and then we'll see if we can do a leak back test on the injectors, see which injector it is, and we're nearly there.